Hello, hello, and welcome back to Temptations Ballad. We're still hanging out with Artemi. Yeah, that's probably how you pronounce that name. Knight Commander Gronk casually strolled to the far left of the main hall, watching the bishop until she had left the room and was fully out of earshot. Artemi followed closely behind while fidgeting nervously. Knight Commander? You are a very busy man. It would be irresponsible of me to take too much of your time. Grokken laughed and clapped her playfully on the back.
Huh, worry not. I always have a moment to spare for my finest pupil. I overheard that. A whole wretched conversation. Relax, youngin'. Your mother frets way too much.
Excuse me.
Here's a little something to cheer you up. They were selling these fresh cinnamon chocolate chip cookies from the bakery in the market district. Help yourself.
Artemi's stomach rumbled as she watched Gronk pull out a fresh box that filled the air with a pleasant, sugary scent. She shook her head nervously. Thank you, Knight Commander, but I must refuse. As the Curator's chosen, I must resist such worldly indulgences.
Aw, come on. You used to love these.
I am no longer a child, Knight Commander. I must act as a true holy knight should.
Well, I'm the commander of the Holy Knights, and I snack all the time.
Well, that is very different. Knight Commander, you are an adult. You have things all figured out already.
Huh!
Gronk nearly choked on a chocolate chip. Mother says I must get my act together, or I will be a disappointment and shame to the title of Chosen Ones. Gronk hummed cheerfully and tossed the box of cookies into Artemi's face. His deep laughter echoed through the main hall as Artemi scrambled to catch it before any pastry is scattered onto the floor.
Well, as Knight Commander of the Church, I outrank your all-powerful mother, and I command you to loosen up and have a little fun. It's when the eyes of the world are watching your every move. It's difficult when the eyes of the world are watching your every move, but remember to be kind to yourself.
I suppose. Artemi popped a small cinnamon cookie into her mouth. The rich, sweet flavors flooded her senses. A small smile spread across her face. She rarely had the opportunity to enjoy such sweets within the confines of the cathedral.
Ah, there's that smile. It's good to see my favorite pupil happy for once.
Thank you, Knight Commander.
Oh no, don't bow at me. Relax.
I'm just expressing gratitude from your kindness. You are a very busy man, with an endless number of tasks. You really shouldn't be wasting your limited time on me.
There's no such thing. Speaking of my tasks, I happened to overhear your conversation with Bishop Katrina earlier, and I believe I possess the solution to your woes.
Gronk fumbled through the bag and pulled out a handsome leather box.
I, Grank Stormborn, Knight Commander of the Holy Church, have a mission for you.
Really? The cookie box clattered to the floor as Artemi hastily gave a formal salute. A half-eaten chunk fell from her mouth and streaked a line of melted chocolate across her armor. I gladly accept. But what about Mother? I mean, Her Excellency's orders.
Like I said before, I completely outrank her. I also completely agree with you. As the Curator's chosen, you'll need some experience with the world outside the church district if you're going to be a worthy protector. So let's start off with a simple yet very important mission, shall we?
Grunk slowly opened up the leather box. Artemi gasped. Inside was an elegant black obsidian crown, its surface shimmering like the night sky. Encrusted upon its facade were 4 gleaming red rubies, their finely polished surfaces gleaming like freshly spilled blood. This was surely no ordinary piece of jewelry.
Your task is to deliver this package to the prince at the royal palace. Apparently, His Highness ordered this black crown to be specifically made for his collection and whatnot. This should be a fairly simple task, but it'll be your first time stepping outside the church district. Why not use this chance to get familiar with the city that you're supposed to be protecting? Go outside and explore a bit. There's no rush. There's lots of great snack foods in the southern part of the market district.
I am honored to be tasked with such an important mission. Thank you so much, Knight Commander. She gingerly held the leather box and frowned. Excuse my ignorance, but why are we not addressing the prince by his majesty? Wait, not addressing the prince as his majesty.
Ah, yes. The young prince is technically the ruler and true king of Axia, ever since our late king and queen passed away several weeks ago. Creator bless their souls. His Majesty has decided to spend a year studying under the royal advisor and thoroughly learn his duties before attending a true coordination ceremony. The poor boy is still grieving over his parents' recent deaths. To think the kingdom expects him to take their place so readily.
Grank shook his head. Is it Gronk? Grank? I don't know.
In any case, make sure this package gets to the royal palace by the end of the day. Are you ready?
Artemi nodded furiously. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for this honor, Knight Commander. Excitement bubbled up in Artemi's chest as she clutched the handsome leather box. This was the perfect chance to explore the world she was destined to protect. As unfamiliar with the world as she was, this was just a simple delivery. What could possibly go wrong? Okay. Okay. You can do it. Gambate. Do I have to click? Do I have to do something? Okay, I did. Okay. Marauders District, Adventurers Guild. The Adventuring Guild lobby was bustling with activity as Cole weaved. That looks really loud in the levels. Let's turn that down by a lot. Okay, that looks fine. Weaving between the crowd made his way to the bulletin board. Why did everyone here have to be so goddamn tall? Why do you have to be so fucking short? He could barely see the job postings from all the way down here. The crowd was packed with a school of sardines. Was packed like a school of sardines. I got there eventually. Cole had to forcefully squeeze his way to the front. He was pretty sure someone smacked his ass on his way over, and not that he was complaining. Cole squinted at the bulletin board. Complete an adventuring guild job and bring home some booty. Right. Easier said than done, Pa. Most of these jobs ask for an adventuring party of 2 or more people. He supposed he could drag one of Papa's men from the Bonebreakers to help him out. but he couldn't cast any magic with them around, or they'd surely tattle on to Papa. He could perhaps avoid casting magic on the job, but then he'd be fairly useless, as the men would tell Papa he was a lazy freeloader. Ugh, what a pain. Cole squeezed his way back out of the crowd. The few lecherous men cupped his ass on his way out as well, their hands caressing under the thin cloth, holding his small loincloth together. Cole grinned and reveled in the attention. All of the men in the Bone Breakers were fairly open with their wants and desires, and Cole was no different. Had he not been busy worrying about his task for the day, he might have even given a few of the adventuring men in the guild a little more attention. Ooh, okay. Cole smacked his own face and shook his head furiously. Now's not the time to get horny. Focus! It's always time to get horny. What the fuck, Cole? Like, come on. I can't go home tonight empty-handed and disappoint Papa. What should I do? His ears suddenly perked up at the sound of bemused mumbling. The receptionist at the counter groaned as she started towards the Adventuring Guild's entrance. Why the long face, pal? Oh, hello again, Cole. Hope you're not offering services to the adventurers under the table again. I refuse to clean up after another one of your messes. Aw, that was one time. I'm on my best behavior today. Oh my god. He's just the best of the three. Anyway, what's up? The receptionist sighed. Nothing really. That suspicious fella is lurking out front again. He's usually outside ogling our adventurers as they come in, but today he's actually inside talking to people. Doesn't look like he's having much luck, though. The Adventuring Guild doesn't have time to deal with fanboys. Who are you talking about? The tall badger by the entrance. See him? The one who looks like he's having a breakdown. You don't say. The tall badger was indeed lurking by the guild entrance, watching all the adventurers strolling by with wild admiration. He was buzzing with nervous energy and begging for the ear of anyone who strolled past. Too bad he could barely string together a coherent sentence, through his anxious stammering. Cole strained to hear what he was blabbering as he approached. Hello, is anyone here looking for a new party member? I might not have much experience, but I'm pretty tough. I'm a pretty tough dude. Nobody? I promise I'll work hard. Anybody? The tall badger's shoulders slumped as pleads continued to be ignored. Whoa. That's gotta be the saddest display I've ever seen. Huh? Dude, if you're gonna try to sell yourself to an adventuring party, at least put a little backbone into it. Stop stammering. Stand up straight. Puff out that big chest of yours, and talk like you own the place. Nobody's gonna hire a second-guessing greenhorn unless they're planning on paying you with exposure. Oh, right. The badger stamp. I could probably turn up the volume again. Yeah. The badger scrambles to straighten his posture self-consciously. Cole quietly whistled. Now that he could see him up close, this badger did have a nice chest. I mean, it's all right. Not bad looking at all. Sorry, I'm kind of new around here, so it's a little nerve-wracking. I really need to join somebody's adventuring party, or else I'm gonna be stuck doing commoner apprenticeships and rot away at the scribe's office for the rest of my life. Eh. Cole squinted and scratched his chin thoughtfully. What's your name, kid?
Kid? The name's Sid, Shriekwood. Nice to meet you.
The guy looked like a real simpleton. A little desperate, with more enthusiasm than sense, and not to mention very inexperienced. And probably very easy to push around, Cole thought to himself with a sneer. A small plan started forming in his head. He's the best one. Well, kid, my name's Cole Bonebreaker. The badger's jaw dropped.
Bonebreaker? As in Morrow Bonebreaker? The strongest mercenary captain in all of Axia?
Yep, that's my papa.
No.
Sid peered down at him doubtfully.
I thought you'd be a little taller.
Excuse you, it's not very smart to be rude to someone who's about to offer you a deal.
Huh? What sort of deal?
Cole crossed his arms with a grin. You wanted to join adventure partying, huh? Why don't you form one with me?
Wait, really?
An inexperienced greenhorn like you would be pretty useless on the market. I can refer you to my papa's mercenary company. We'll set you up with some combat training and equipment. You probably don't even have a weapon right now, do you? Sid was practically vibrating with excitement.
You'd really do that for me? Working for Morrow Bonebreaker, of all people. This is like a dream come true.
Cole pressed a finger to his lip to shush himself. I'll have to shush him. He leaned close to the badger, his face twisted into a sly smirk. And in return for my great generosity, you're gonna work for me. You're gonna work directly for me. All your work, payment, and jobs are to go through me before going to anyone else in the Adventuring Guild or Bonebreaker Mercenary Company. Understand? The badger nodded furiously with a grin, obviously too excited to even think through the details. This was going to be easier than he thought.
Whatever you say, you're the boss! I'm happy to do any kind of adventuring work you've got. Anything you need to get done, Sid Shriekwood's got your back, boss.
Cole chuckled. Good. Cole leaned forward and beckoned Sid to come closer with a wagging of a finger. He pulled the tall badger down to his face level, the two of them so close that their noses almost touch. Sid gulped nervously.
Yeah, what's up, boss?
Listen here, said Shriekwood. While you're working with me, there's going to be a few hard rules in place. First of which is this. I can cast magic. If you ever mention a word of this to my papa or anyone in the Bonebreaker Mercenary Company, I will snuff out any chance you have of being a half-decent adventurer, like the world's most pathetic candle. Follow my directions, and I can guarantee your future as long as adventurer will be future as an adventurer will be filled with success and glory. Sound like a fair deal? And despite the sheer size difference between the two, Sid visibly shuddered as he nodded slowly.
Of course, that sounds simple enough. You're the boss.
Huh, glad we are in agreement. Cole was practically grinning ear to ear as he led the nervous badger towards the adventurer's guild reception desk. This might actually work out better than I thought, Cole mused cheerfully. The next hour of Sid's morning was spent in a dizzy blur. He could feel his heart throbbing with excitement when his little hyena dragged him to the Adventuring Guild's reception to register themselves as a new adventuring party. Sid barely paid any attention during all of the boring paperwork. talk at the front desk. Yo, same. The idea of working with the son of Morrow Bonebreaker, of all people, was too ludicrous to even hope for, but here he was. His first morning of being an official adventurer, was spent beside the son of his idol. Sid felt giddy just thinking about it. The kid was a lot scrawnier than he imagined, though, and nothing about him screamed son of the greatest and most heroic mercenary of all time. Mom always said to never judge people by their appearance, though. Who knows? Maybe this little guy was a hero in the making. Come on, kid. You ready for your first adventuring job?
Oh, of course. Do you have to? What do you have in mind?
Are you gonna go, Are we
gonna go catch some bandits? Protect an heir from the nobility? Slay some demons?
Sid's excitement immediately deflated.
Why am I spending hours loading crates and onto a wagon? This isn't what I signed up for. More importantly, why aren't you helping?
Light snores rumbled from inside the wagon as his new boss yawned and stretched. Cole Bonebreaker was lazily sprawled across a seat, while like a basking cat, cheerfully plucking his loot, while Sid heavily heaved another heavy load of cargo into the wagon. Hey, who's the boss of our little adventuring party again? You're the one who agreed to these terms. My twig arms wouldn't be very useful here anyway.
I know. I just figured we'd be out in the city doing cool adventuring stuff instead of mundane labor.
Sid remembered the crushing disappointment when Cole pulled the most boring-looking job from the Adventuring Guild bulletin board. Delivery help needed. Transport cargo from Craftsman Square to a shop in Town Square. Wagon will be provided. And so, the next hour was spent loading crates of arcane crystals to transport to Soul's arcane curiosities to the Town Square. In the Town Square. Cole sat up and stretched leisurely with a yawn. Well, first of all, what did you expect? This is a job, and like all jobs, it's gonna be boring as hell sometimes. This ain't a fairy tale. Cole glanced at him skeptically. Plus, it ain't bringing any, I ain't bringing an untrained greenhorn on a dangerous mission right off the bat. Today we're gonna take things easy, nice and easy. Bringing home a little coin and avoid being a disappointment. Capiche? Okay. Sid's shoulders slumped with a pout.
I just thought this was a good chance to get away from my commoner life.
His new boss sighed almost pitifully. Hey, keep your chin up, kid. You're still doing a real important job here. We're acting as guards for all this cargo in case someone tries to steal stuff. Crime's been on the rise ever since the king and queen croaked. And the city watch is useless as always. Having a big, burly guy like you at the helm does wonders for our safety. I can't do this without you. You're also pretty easy on the eyes. Sid couldn't help but perk up at the praise, though he wasn't sure what Cole mumbled under his breath.
Really? You mean it?
Sure, why not? Now hurry up and load the rest of the cargo.
Will do, boss. In fact, it's just finished. I've just finished.
The wagon shook as Sid hoisted the last wooden crate into the back. Cole squinted. The, the shopkeep gave us a wagon, but no horses. How are we supposed to haul all this junk to town square? Sid stared at him blankly.
What are you talking about? This is a horseless carriage. It's powered by magic.
Cole's face lit up, and he immediately scampered to the front of the wagon like a child enticed by candy. This is a really cute face. I like it. Magic? Really? How does it work? Sid scratched his head as he hopped onto the wagon next to his boss. What a strange little guy.
You really don't know? Pretty much everyone uses arcane crystals for this kind of thing. A thing these days. Even folks who don't have talent for magic, like me, can use them.
Sid gently tapped a crystal embedded into the wagon of the wood of the wagon. Suddenly, the crystal hummed with a gentle glow. A sharp, almost citrus scent of magic filled their noses as the wheels of the wagon slowly moved on its own, carrying its passengers and cargo down the street. Cole watched him with utter fascination. Wait, you're telling me everyone uses crystals, doohickeys nowadays?
I mean, yeah. Axia is the kingdom's biggest exporter of arcane crystals, after all. The royal family got their riches from mining them at the base of Mount Zenithar. I'm surprised you've never used one before.
Cole scowled and flopped onto his back as their wagon slowly rolled down the cobblestone street. Papa's a real old-fashioned magic hater. Nobody in the guilds allowed to do anything magic-y without Papa getting their ass for an hour. Grilling their ass for an hour. Not getting? And not in the fun way.
Magic sure is a widespread thing, though. Heck, even my mom knows a little and casts a few simple, cantrips to help clean the kitchen. You can do magic too, right? Are you gonna get in trouble if Morrow finds out?
Cole groans and buries his face in his hands. In all honesty, probably not. Papa's gonna get that disappointed look on his face, but pretend everything's great and I'm perfect the way I am, blah blah blah. But he'll still be disappointed on the inside. In the same way he's disappointed his son grew up to be a weak and spineless pipsqueak, despite the fact that he's given me everything a father could possibly give. That's even worse than him hating me. At least I can call him an asshole if he's angry.
No, but I hear Morrow, Bonebreaker's such a big, loving guy. I'm sure if you have a chat with him, he'd understand.
The short hyena scowled at him. Hey, you're supposed to be working for me, not be my life coach. Keep your eyes on the road.
Alrighty, sheesh.
As their wagon approached a corner, Sid rubbed his palm almost against the crystal embedded in the wood. The wagon slowly turned right with a motion of his hand. Cole immediately leaned over his lap to get a better look. Whoa, wait a second. Let me try driving. Do you just rub the crystal thingy and the cart moves with it? Sid suddenly found himself with an overly eager hyena on his lap as Cole curiously prodded the crystal in the wooden floor. Sid's face felt warm, oddly warm. Was he catching something? He shook his head furiously, to clear his thoughts.
Something like that. Tell you what, if I let you drive the wagon, will you tell me more about Morrow Bonebreaker?
Cole glanced up at him, unimpressed. Hey, who's the boss of this party again? I'll mess with the crystal, doohickey, if I want to. Cole squinted up at him suspiciously. You're awfully obsessed with Pa. You aren't one of those fanboys that keep clogging up our mail, are you?
No. Well, I have sent a letter or two occasionally.
Hamish would Hamish would like to have a word with you. He's tired. Yes, tired of scavenging our bills for all the letters of people asking Papa to step on them.
I would never write anything like that. Who in the world would want to be stepped on?
Cole snorted. Oh, you poor innocent baby. You'd be surprised. Papa has all kinds of admirers.
Well, I'm definitely not the stepping kind. I've just been following Morrow's work for a while. The bards in my mom's tavern sing tales about him all the time.
Cole glanced up from lying on Sid's lap and tilted his head curiously. What kind of stories are they singing? I've always wondered what regular folks think of Papa.
Morrow's pretty much a local legend. I grew up listening to stories about him. The bards sing about how Morrow started out as an infamous bandit who ransacked the nobility of their riches alongside his loyal right-hand man, Hamish. The two of them inspired countless worn and wary men to their cause. Their group grew unstoppable as they pilfered riches from haughty nobles and gave back to broken and disputed corners of Axia. Morrow Bonebreaker spearheaded operations that single-handedly breathed life back into poverty-stricken communities everywhere. The nobility and City Watch were helpless in his might. Axia's knights spent countless years trying to throw him in prison, and they never managed to even slow him down. He's been hailed as a hero ever since.
Well, that depends on which bard you listen to. I've seen a few performances in the church district where folks were dancing around a bonfire of Papa's burning effigy?
About that, how in the world did Morrow manage to become an official mercenary guild without the City Watch knocking on his door?
Oh, they tried. The City Watch and Holy Knight barely stood a chance against Papa. His men were too coordinated, and they basically danced the circles around anyone trying to catch them. By the way, I'm pretty sure Hamish was the brain behind all those operations. After years of pillaging the rich and rebuilding the neglected parts of the city, the royal family struck a deal with Pa. They were basically like, please stop stealing and destroying our shit. In return, we've absolved you and your men of all your crimes and start actively funding the malnourished parts of the city like we're fucking supposed to. Please, please, please stop humiliating us in front of the entire city. And so Papa agreed and formally formed the Bonebreaker Mercenary Company. Speaking of, I got a question for you. What do the normal folk think about Papa's name?
What? Morrow Bonebreaker? It's a rough and tumble name, befitting a great mercenary.
Cole snorted comically. It's done. It's dumb. And this is coming from his son. I have a running theory that Papa renamed himself at some point, thinking it was cool.
Well, that is one of the many rumors that the bards have been singing about.
Oh, what other rumors are there? I think I'm gonna end the part here. It's getting a bit long for my taste. So I'll see you around, everyone.